Part of being a good storyteller means watching and reading. Nope. Part of being a good storyteller means experiencing other stories and learning what makes them great and what doesn't. So, to lean into that, I will be doing a series of critiques. We'll go into stories on popular media and talk about what makes them great or what makes them not great. I'm going to be starting with Three Body Problem. It is the new Netflix show based on a book series. Full disclosure, I have not read the book series. I heard it's awesome. It's on my list. I will be talking about the TV show because it's fresh in my mind. I just finished it. For every critique, we will be going into 5 aspects of storytelling. We will consider the plot, the theme, the characters, the entertainment value, and the originality of the show. So let's talk about the plot for Three Body Problem. When you look at a plot, you need to have a beginner. When considering a plot, you need to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It had a solid beginning. We had the numbers flashing in front of their face and we were all, what does that mean? Instantly gripped, right? It had a middle. That would be, I would consider that to be the video game aspect where they all had those helmets on and they were marching through all those cool worlds. And then it definitely had an ending, right? We learned it was aliens and they're coming and the war started. So I would say even in the first season alone, there was a complete arc while also leaving it open for what was to come next. Was there anything in the plot that didn't make sense? For the character Will, when he had cancer, for me, in the beginning, I was going, yo, this doesn't seem like something that's gonna add anything to the plot. I don't know why they put it there. I'm a firm believer that every seed planted in a story has to be part of the end point, has to bring something to the final conclusion. However, spoiler, if you've watched the show, you know that Will having cancer ended up being a huge plot point, and so that criticism was thrown out. I give plot on this show a 5 out of 5. It kept you on the edge of your seat, and there were no major plot holes, except for Saul being chosen as one of the wall facers. That, for me, was a little too convenient. I don't often appreciate that in a story. However, we'll see how that comes to fruition in season 2. What about the theme? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, the theme in this show is 5 out of 5. It is so relevant to what's going on in the world nowadays. I mean, we're hearing rumors about aliens and none of us are talking about that, which is just crazy. There is an overarching theme of humanity being unable to save ourselves. And there is a theme that reminds me a bit of Don't Look Up, where we see a lot of people are just going on as business as normal, even though the end of the world is coming. And that hits a little bit too close to home as well. So I will say the theme in this show is very relevant and definitely deserving of a 5 out of 5. What about characters? Okay, well, I'll tell you right now. I love Jin. I love Jack. I love Will. I love Dashi. All of them are excellent characters, fully fleshed out with their own motivations. Some of them have a sense of humor. Having that sense of comic relief in shows is something that doesn't often happen in serious shows, but needs to. Shows that take themselves too seriously are one of my pet peeves. What ruined it for me, I'm gonna take away 2 points for this, is Auggie. Auggie is brilliant. She's gorgeous. She wakes up in the morning and her makeup is done, even while Jin is sitting next to her looking like she's been crying for a week. Auggie is sitting there looking like she just got off a Vogue photo shoot. When she's upset, she doesn't cry. She doesn't do anything even remotely human. She just needs some whiskey. I would consider Auggie to be the quintessential woman written by a man. This is not a realistic character. Also, if you watch her interactions the whole show, I think they meant for her to be this cool, suave, composed, sort of like brilliant scientist. She just comes across as like extremely negative and not someone I would want to spend any of my time around. But for some reason, all of her friends love her and dote upon her, even though when you rewatch the show, you will notice not a single positive word comes out of that woman's mouth. If you ask me, and I was part of a project that killed children, I just wouldn't do it in the first place. So it's a little late to decide that you're a good person if you've already participated in the project. Any old how, what do we give characters for this show? I will give it tempted to even give it a 2.5 out of 5 because I disliked the character of Auggie so much. But we will go with a 3 out of 5 because the other characters were so great. Now, what about the of this show? I will say it's a fresh concept. I've seen nothing like it. I think I've partaken in a significant amount of media. I like the aspect of the numbers counting down for some unknown reason. I haven't seen a show that does alien invasion quite like this one. I will give it an entertainment value of 5 out of 5. I was gripped. I wondered what happened next and I wanted to keep going. The last category that I'll use for critiquing a story is originality. Is this show original? Well, I will give it a 5 out of 5 on this one too. Yes, we've seen it all before. We've seen the hive mind before in sci-fi. We've seen the video game that takes you to another world before. We've even seen countdowns on your eyes. We've seen that in movies before. But originality is not about finding things that haven't been done before, because it's 2024, everything's been done before. It is about combining all these things in a fresh new way that keeps us on the edge of our seat. I have to give it credit for that. This is not a story that I've seen regurgitated 1,000 times. It's totally fresh and new. So I will give 3 Body Problem 5 out of 5 for originality. So what is my final takeaway of 3 Body Problem? If you eliminated Auggie from this story, I would consider it one of the best shows to come out in recent years, but man, I just really disliked Auggie. So our final score for 3 Body Problem is 23 out of 25 points. I give it a yes, watch it, highly recommend, and let's talk about it. That's all for today. Thank you.